Welcome to another Itsumisepi's Supervive Fighter Spotlight, featuring Gunner, the Overclocked Point Defense. Gunner is a heavy damage, big armor, tanky controller that limits enemy movement and shreds down any frontline that finds themselves on the business end of his machine gun. In exchange, he does, however, sacrifice some mobility and has a weak spot if attacked from behind. He reminds me of Urgot, the once powerful Noxian headsman, given his ultimate and shielding abilities plus beefy stature. Gunner's passive is Salvager. You gain health and armor for knocking and killing enemies. However, you take 25% more damage when he's hit in the back. Gunner's left mouse button, his auto attack, is Minigun. Press and hold to fire your minigun. The gun overheats over time and you must move to cool it down. Here we have a demonstration of what the auto attack rate fire looks like, and you will notice a red bar just beneath your mana bar that indicates whether your gun is overheating or not. As you move, it begins to cool down and the red bar dissipates. If your gun does overheat, you will not be able to shoot until it is completely cooled down. Gunner's right mouse button is Barbed Wire. You lob a grenade that explodes and deploys barbed wire. It grounds and damages enemies that try and move through it. This grenade can be used to zone your opponents. Positioning it is a little difficult given the travel arc that it takes to reach the destination. It also finishes them off if they walk over it at low health. Your left shift is an extended dash, hover. Press and hold to hover above the ground in your movement's direction. Given your limited mobility, hover acts as an excellent engage or disengage tool to move in and out of combat at your choosing. Gunner's E is Overclock. Overclock your suit, reducing your mobility but gaining bonus damage, self-healing for hitting enemies, and a shield for 25% of your maximum health. Activating Overclock will slow you down and make you vulnerable to attacks from behind, but deactivating it regains your regular movement speed and you are good to go. Do notice that since it is a new character that's been released, the animation for when you activate Overclock and attack at the same time is not yet in the game. Your screen will take a red hue when Overclock is activated and go back to normal when you deactivate it. Gunner's ultimate is Scrap Metal. Fire a long-range hook that will reel enemies in below 30% health and destroy them instantly. This is a good tool for you to use to punish enemies that are out of place and execute them, rendering them out of the fight and immediately giving your team an advantage if they do venture too close to the gunner. If the enemy is not below 30% health when initially hooked, you will notice a yellow ring that counts down until that enemy is killed. Overall, Gunner still seems like he's a work in process. I personally would like to see that the barbed wire, instead of it being lobbed, that it roll on the ground similar to Gragas's Q, as I think it would be more appropriate for his kit. Fun to play, difficult in that you do have weaknesses, but your strengths compensate for such weakness. Gunner is an excellent controller that you could take advantage of to have a tanky frontline and positioning control for your enemies as you attempt to secure that W. As always, thanks for watching. My name is Itsumisepi, and make sure to tune in on twitch.tv/Itsumisepi for when I am live. See you soon.